Hello and welcome. Let's move through all the directions for spinal warm-up in standing today. So we'll begin in Tadasana and we'll use the arms to help lead us through our movements. So feel free to throw this video in at the beginning of your practice, do some other videos after it, or you could use this as just a short good morning practice. As you begin to settle into your foundation, settle into your Tadasana, just creating whatever sort of movement feels good, feels organic to really create a solid standing foundation. And once you find that nice solid base with all surfaces of both feet equally plugged in, your spine long and neutral, and your shoulders relaxed, take a moment to soften the gaze and just check in with where you're at today. Check in with how you're feeling in the tissues, in the breath, in thoughts, emotions. And then beginning a gentle lengthening and deepening of your breath, really fully expanding into your inhales, feeling those ribs draw outward in all direction, feeling that air expand outward toward the very edges of all your tissues, and then really slowing down your exhales. Moving through a few breaths like this, deep, expansive, full inhales, drawing all the way down to the very bottom of the lungs. Slow exhales. Enjoy a few more breaths, just like that in Tadasana. Deep inhale, slow exhale. And then allowing yourself to settle back to a natural breathing rhythm. If you're not there already, we'll float the eyes open. And then if you're in a pretty traditional Tadasana with the feet pretty close together in parallel, let your feet come out just a tiny bit wider. And if it's comfortable, your toes turn out just a little toward the side, and then take a little more of a bend into your knees. Still long and neutral in the spine. Find a big inhale to sweep the hands up overhead. Let the gaze come up through the fingertips. Let the palms meet with an exhale. Draw the hands down toward heart center. And then we're going to use the hands to lead us into our spinal flexion and extension. So big inhale here, full exhale. And then with your next inhale, start to press those palms together and reach them up through midline all the way up overhead. As you do, gaze follows the base of those palms and you find a little back bend. And then as you start to exhale, slide those hands down through center line. And as they come down to the sternum and beyond, start to find a little rounding forward, letting gaze follow the fingertips. Inhale, opening up, back bend. Exhale, rounding forward. Find your breath, flow a few times with this movement. And finding one more big inhale to expand upward. And then exhale to bring the hands back to heart center. Check in with your mountain pose here. Readjust, find that equal connection, slightly wider stance in the feet, little bend into the knees, and we'll use the hands to lead us into our side bends, lateral flexion. So first with the spine long and neutral, just start to slide that right hand toward the ceiling, left fingertips toward the floor. And then we're gonna side bend a little as we reach those left fingertips further down and the right fingertips actually come over the head, palm facing the ground. Feel that big stretch right side body. And then we're going to slide our way back through center. Let the hands brush apart. Slide that left hand overhead, right hand down, reach into your side bend. Inhale, neutral, hand slide. Exhale, lateral flexion, side bend. find one or two more. So you're balanced, you're symmetrical. And after that last one, again, coming back through center, just meeting with hands to heart. And then we'll use the hands to lead us into our twist, spinal rotation. So again, just sort of adjusting, finding that comfort in my mountain pose. I like the twist with even slightly wider feet, a little more turned out, and a bigger bend into the knees. You can experiment and find what feels best for you. So we'll start to twist to the left. We're going to release the right hand, press it across the front, reaching toward the side of your space. Twisting back through center. Again, let those hands just meet for a moment. And then we'll twist to the right, release that left hand and press. So an inhale brings me through center, hands meet. And exhale takes me into my twist. And again, finding one or two more so you're symmetrical. After that last one, coming back through center, letting the palms rest together, and then pressing into the feet, pressing mostly straight in the knees. Release those hands down in front of the pelvis, part them wide, bring them out to the sides and overhead. Leg gaze follows the hands. And then we're going to exhale all the way over to a really soft forward fold. So big bend into the knees and then just melting down over the thighs. Let your fingertips reach down for your floor and then walk your hands over toward the outside edge of one foot. Back through center. Hands over toward the outer edge of the other foot. Back through center. Slow roll or ragdoll yourself all the way back up. And then bring your feet back into a more traditional Tadasana. So maybe they're still a little turned out depending on what's happening in your hips and knees. Maybe they are parallel, ankles plugged directly under the hip joint. And we'll find that nice long spine, and we'll build just a little heat here before you start to move into the next part of your practice. So again, with that next inhale, reach the hands up overhead, but this time exhale, send the hips back and down, find your chair pose, utkatasana. Check in that you stayed long and neutral in the spine. If you look down, you can still see your toes. Those palms are facing one another. Biceps frame the ears with those arms firmly seated down into the shoulder sockets. Take another big inhale and then exhale, keeping the spine long, still with toes in sight. See if you could send your hips back and down a little further. Find another deep inhale. As you exhale, start to draw the palms together. Bring them through heart center. Sink a little deeper into your chair. As you inhale, release, press yourself all the way up into upward hands. Tall mountain, upward salute. This pose has many names. Exhale, sitting back and down into chair. This time, bringing the hands to heart center right away. Inhaling, upward salute. Exhaling, utkatasana. Inhaling, Urdhva Hastasana, upward hands pose. Exhaling, Utkatasana. Flowing a couple more times. The next time you land in chair, pause there. Fingertips extended or hands to heart, whatever feels better. And then float your weight forward onto the toes and balls of the feet so you can lift the heels, finding a balancing chair. Lifted chair, elevated chair. This pose also has many names. Lower the heels back down toward the floor. Big inhale. As you exhale, let those palms come together. Start to draw toward heart. Sink a little deeper. Inhale, lifting back. Exhaling chair, hands extended or hands to heart. Bring all your weight over to your right leg. Lift your left heel. Slide that left foot out to the side as far as it'll go. Slide it back in, plant it next to the right. Bring the weight to the left. Lift the right heel. Slide it out and back in. We'll do that a couple more times each side, or lift the leg, reach it out to the side, toe tap down, lift, and bring it back in. Sliding or tapping one more time each side. And again, sinking a little deeper into your chair, inhaling all the way up through your upward hands. This time exhaling over forward fold. Once again, just walking those hands over toward the outer edge of one foot. Through center over to the second side. Back through center, find your slow roll or your ragdoll up, settling one last time into your foundation, Tadasana. And from here, getting ready to move into the rest of your practice or the rest of your day. Namaste.